Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a random little reading vlog. I have been reading a whole bunch more over the past few days than I have pretty much all December, just because I have been so busy with work during December, and the past couple of days I've just kind of been catching up on everything that I had started a while ago but haven't quite finished for whatever reason, just because the past month has been so hectic with life in general, and it's been very exhausting, but I've been really enjoying it. I was in the mood to vlog, so I thought, why not? I may as well. Also, I decided that for this vlog I'm going to try and hit 75 books read this year, maybe even 80, we'll see. I had set my goal to read 25 books this year, which I would have been really happy with even if I read 25 books, but I've read 74 books so far, which is wild to me. I feel like even despite having some weeks where I had read like nothing, this has been my best reading year in a very long time, and I'm like so happy about it. So I thought, why not? I'll do a little end of year challenge for myself, and I feel like I'll definitely hit 75, but I think I might try and get 80, we'll see. But I'll tell you what I'm currently reading. Wait, where is, oh, it's here. I was like, where's my book gone? So ages ago I started my reread of Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I haven't read like the traditionally published version yet, which is what I'm reading here. I obviously really love it, but I put it down to read other stuff and I just never picked it back up. So I've been reading this for like 4 months, I want to say. So my aim is to at least finish this, which will hopefully be book 75 for the year. I want to try and end the year on a good note. But I've also been reading Tommy by Junji Ito, and I'm in the middle of this one as well. I'm not even halfway. Oh, I'm almost halfway. It is a huge book, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It's like a bunch of shorter stories about Tommy. It's a classic. I feel like everybody who loves Junji Ito has read this already. I've read his shorter story collections, but I haven't read this one. So I wanted to try and finish this one before the end of the year. So those two are the books that I'm actively in the middle of physically. I'm also listening to an audiobook, which I probably started a little bit late. Like I started listening to this on Christmas Day, and that is A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. And this one is essentially a Christmas romance. It follows two actors who are taking part in a Christmas film. The female actor B is actually a sex worker, and then the love interest is like a ex-boy band member, and he's trying to do something wholesome for his PR, and they've both got secret crushes on each other, and so far it's really fun. It's not like the best, but it's a fun time and I'm enjoying myself. I've got a few options that I could probably read to try and reach 80 books. I have this poetry anthology which I've wanted to read for ages. This one is edited by Christopher Soto. This one has so many authors in here, and apparently it's really good. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I feel like it'll be kind of like a quick read as well, but also I've been meaning to read this for a while. Another option is possibly Sula by Toni Morrison. I've been wanting to get to this one for a really long time, and I've heard really good things about it. It's like 144 pages, so this is like a quicker read as well. And I just want to be clear, like I'm not just reading, I mean I guess I am reading shorter books to hit a certain goal, but I mean I've already reached my Goodreads goal. This is just kind of like a personal challenge, and also I'm just really proud of myself because I think this is literally the most books I've ever read in a year, and I put like zero pressure on myself to read, so I am really happy with that. Anyway, then I have The Roughest Draft by two authors, Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Brocker. And this one I know apparently has book lovers vibes. Like it's about two literary people who fall in love, and I think they write a book together, and I feel like it's going to be a fun time. I've heard this one's like really good. And I mean I've also got like a bunch of manga. Like I've been meaning to really get to Blue Flag. Like I've got volumes 1 and 2, which I think will be really cute, so we'll see how I go. I mean it's currently the 27th of December. So Boxing Day's over. I had to work Boxing Day and it was a nightmare, but that's over and done with, and hopefully the remainder of the year is just kind of like a little bit more chill, you know? So all I've got planned is like work, filming videos, editing, and reading. I'll let you know how I go and keep you updated with what I end up reading. But for now, I'm going to head out and have some lunch and get some food and probably continue listening to my audiobook later. Okay, so I finished filming my worst books of 2022. I want to film one more video, but it's hot and I'm exhausted, and this is just not the weather for filming at all. And like, I talked about a lot of books, but also I should not be this tired after filming like one video. But I really want to film a book haul before the end of the year, and I really want to film like my favorite books of 2022 as well, but I don't want to do so until after this vlog, because what if I find a new favorite book in the next few books? Like, what if I have a new all-time favorite that I want to include in my top 10. Worst books I feel pretty comfortable filming early, but for the best books I do want to wait until the new year and wait until the year has officially ended. But these are the books that I talked about in my worst books of 2022 video, if you want to have a little sneak peek there. But yeah, I'm gonna go change up my hair, pretend I'm filming on a different day, and film one more video and get my book haul ready. And I'll see you probably after I actually do some reading, but I just wanted to give you a little update because I'm tired. You're balancing on a stack of books right now. Ignore like the messiness of these bookshelves. These ones get the least love than my other ones because I don't go in here as often. But anyway, it is currently 10 p.m. on the same day and I'm getting really tired, but I haven't done any editing like at all. But I did get more reading done. I have 4 hours left of A Merry Little Meet Cute and I'm up to chapter 16, I think it said. I'm personally having a lot of fun reading it. A lot of discussions that the two love interests have is about sex work and the sort of stigma that comes along with that. It's actually kind of sweet. Like, we're getting to the point where it's more than just sex. Like, they've had a lot of sex. There's a lot of smut in this book, but you can tell they're starting to really like each other and develop feelings, and it's actually really sweet. Like, the main guy Nolan, while he's probably not my type, I really like the way he thinks about Bea and the way that he respects her. I really like seeing his sort of outside perspective, but still really respecting sex as a profession and understanding Bea doing that. And they're not in a relationship or anything yet, and there's been a few times where he's had like internal monologue or internal thoughts and he's like, hang on, I shouldn't be thinking this just because she's a sex worker, and he kind of pulls himself up on that, and it's kind of done in a way that feels natural to the dialogue as well. So it's like being checked in text, but it does it in a really well written and natural sort of way, if that makes any sense. And I'm just really enjoying that aspect of it, and I just really like their relationship so far as well. I'm really enjoying it. The whole setting as well is like very like wintry, Christmas themed. It's obviously not a Australian Christmas, but it's still a snowy white Christmas that you get elsewhere in the world, and it's just really cute. I might even try and buy a physical copy of this just because I like it, but my battery is dying and I do have editing to do, so I'm going to leave the update here, charge my batteries, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. Hopefully I end up finishing this book tomorrow, and that'll be book 75. update. I went out to have lunch and I also went to the bookstore, so I'm going to show you what books I got in a minute. I got money for Christmas, so I thought why not spend a little bit of it on a couple of books that I really wanted. But before I get into that, I wanted to update you on my audiobook. So I have hit about, I think, just over the halfway mark, so I have about 3.5 hours left. We've kind of reached the point in the story where the love interest has sort of somewhat like betrayed the heroine of the story, and of course there's been some miscommunication. Like, he hasn't actually like betrayed her, but she doesn't understand why he wasn't there for her because there was something involving a horse. And so she's feeling a little bit resentful that he wasn't there to help her when he promised that he would be. I feel like this is probably the first instance of miscommunication and conflict between our main couple. It's not too bad, honestly. Like, it doesn't annoy me or anything like that. But it's interesting to see how they're each coping with each of their problems in their own way. And honestly, I just really want them to be together at this point. I think they're really good for each other, but obviously because they're on a movie set and they have to keep it real PG and not do anything naughty, although they can't be together. And so I'm hoping they can just be together, but I have a feeling it's probably gonna all go down south pretty soon, but we'll see. When I was at the bookstore, I did see the physical copy of this there, but I decided not to get it yet. I'm gonna see how I feel about it and see if I continue really liking the story before I buy it. But I did end up getting a couple of books. So I have been eyeing this one off, The Between by Tana. I can't read that font. I'm so sorry. I cannot read that font at all. I got The Between anyway. This one sounds really good. It keeps on like jumping out at me every time I go to the bookstore as well. So I decided to finally pick it up. It's about Hilton, who was a boy when his grandmother sacrificed her life to save him from drowning. And then 30 years later, he begins to suspect that he was never meant to survive. And dark forces are working to rectify that mistake. Hilton's wife is the only elected African-American judge in their county in Florida, and she begins to receive racist hate mail from a man she once prosecuted. Hilton is trying to protect the people he loves while there are external, like, human forces who are actively trying to harm him, as well as more paranormal forces also trying to harm him. And it's a horror. It's pretty short, but honestly, like, I'm obsessed with this cover. I've looked up reviews and they all seem pretty positive as well, and I just think it sounds really, really cool. Oh, I just realized that the author's name is on the back in a normal, easy to read font. So the author is Tanana Reeve Du, and they teach black horror and Afrofuturism at UCLA apparently, which is cool. So yeah, I think it sounds really, really cool. I have heard good things. I literally have picked this one up without buying it probably about 6 times, and I thought it was about time that I got it finally. And then as soon as I saw this, I had to get it because this was another one of my most anticipated reads of this year. Who knew that this book would be so hard to get a hold of? Honestly, I ended up ordering the hardcover of this book from one of the UK shops. I can't remember. It was the only place that was available for like under 50 bucks. And I really, really wanted it. And then guess who put the wrong postcode in the address? And so it just never got delivered. And I've been told I can't get a refund apparently, and there was no way for me to change my address or check tracking or anything like that apparently. And I was just like, yeah, it's money gone down the drain, I suppose, but I still really wanted to read it. So I ended up getting Kaikei by Vaishnavi Patel in paperback because I just saw it. I didn't even realize it was coming out in paperback like this soon, because for ages it was only in like a hardcover, and even then the hardcover was like 50-60 bucks. literally everywhere, and it still is. So I would prefer the hardcover, to be honest, but I'm pretty happy that I have it anyway, because I have been wanting to read this for the longest time. Like, as soon as I saw it at the bookstore, I grabbed it immediately and knew I was going to get it. I was tossing out whether to get the Between or Kakai, and I decided to get both. It sounds really, really good. Hello, Riri. Hi. Hello. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Hi. Oh. Anyway. Sorry, she has been very cuddly today. This is a retelling and it's based in mythology, and I've heard really good things about it, and I was so hyped for it for so long, and I haven't been able to get my hands on it until now. So I'm so glad I finally have this. I feel like so many of my 2022 anticipated releases were like so hard to get, and it doesn't make any sense, but at least I have this one now. So I am going to leave that update there. Oh, come on, come on. What are you doing? Oh, big floopy baby. Hello everybody, so I'm gonna do a quick little update. I'm just about to start streaming very soon. I still haven't finished 80 books this year, but that's okay. I'm getting along with it just fine. I finished A Merry Little Meet Cute last night and I really liked it actually. Overall, I think I settled on like 4 stars. I wouldn't call it like a favorite romance of mine, but it was lots of fun. I liked the characters, I liked the story, I liked like all of the things that happened. Like, it was just overall a good time. And while it's a bit late now, but next year if you're looking for a Christmas themed romance book, it's something I'd recommend. I think you should check it out. I think it's worth it. I am also currently reading Blue Flag Volume 1, and I'll finish that tonight, like, easily. I've just been like reading a volume at a time, or like a chapter at a time, and it's very quick and easy to read. I think I got confused by the synopsis initially because I thought it was about 2 boys who end up falling in love and getting together. But the main couple, I mean, there's no main couple at the moment, but I believe it's about a guy and a girl who end up falling, but initially the guy is helping the girl go after another guy, and I'm pretty sure each of their best friends have a crush on them. I don't know if that made any sense, but I'm getting there, and it's really cutesy so far. It's very easy to read. I don't have any like strong opinions on this one. I don't think I probably will until the end or the 2nd volume, so we'll see how we go. I've made a little bit of progress on the Atlas 6. It's what I've been reading in my downtime because I don't have an audiobook going on at the moment. So I am that far in, and I am up to page 239, but I think the next like 100 or so pages that I've got left remaining will go by pretty quickly, because again, this is a reread for me technically. I read the self-published version, and for those of you who have read this before, I got up to the part between Parissa and Callum, if you know what I'm talking about there, and I forgot how intense that part was. I forgot how intense a lot of parts in this book is, to be honest. So my 75th book was A Merry Little Meet Cute, and this will be my 76th and 77th. I'm going to try and read all of these tonight and tomorrow because today's the 30th and tomorrow's the 31st. I don't really have any plans for New Year's, so I could just read and focus on that, to be honest, because I don't really have anything else I want to do. But I do want to finish Tommy. Again, I've already I'm halfway through this still. I haven't read any more of this yet, but that will be a easy read. Again, volume 2, there we go. Volume 2 of Blue Flag, which again will literally take me like an hour tops to read, so that'll be really easy. And then I think I'm going to pick up this poetry anthology, just because I've been wanting to read it for ages anyway, and I really need to get to it. So yeah, I know it seems like I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to like read a certain amount of books by the end of the year, and I mean, I guess technically that's true, but I just want to see if I can do it. 75 books for me is already the most amount of books I've ever read in a year, apart from maybe when I was a kid, but like even then I'm pretty sure this is my best and biggest reading year ever, and I'm so happy about it. And I just want to have some fun and see if I can read 80 books in total, even if it's like a little bit of a crunch time towards the end of the year. I've been putting no pressure on myself whatsoever for reading this year since my giant reading slump, not last year but the year before, where I essentially got overwhelmed by everything and quit booktube without realizing it. I just stopped filming. Since I came back to booktube, I made like a conscious decision to, but also I really just didn't want to put any pressure on myself to read any amount of books whatsoever, any particular book. I feel like last year I was kind of getting used to that and getting used to the rhythm of reading again, but this year has really helped me do those things, and I've had the best reading year yet. Like, I only set my Goodreads goal to read 25 books because I didn't want to put any more pressure on myself than necessary, and it's worked. Like, I'm so happy with how many books I've read. So I'm going to leave this update there. I am going to stream for a couple of hours. It probably won't be too long because like this room is hot, but after that I am going to finish Blue Flag Volume 1 and read some more of the Atlas 6, and I'll update you tomorrow. Hello everybody, it is, I was about to say Christmas Eve then, it's not Christmas Eve, it's New Year's Eve today, and I still have 2 books to go, but I feel like I might not end up finishing the Atlas 6 today, just because, one, I'm a bit of a slow reader anyway, and while I don't really have any plans or like solid plans tonight, I still might go out with a friend and have some food later on, so obviously I won't be able to read during then. So what I'm thinking, actually let me tell you what I've read over the past day or so. So last night I finished Blue Flag Volume 1. I really liked it. I think I rated this one 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed myself reading this book. I thought it was so cute. I really liked the art style, and after reading Volume 2 today, I think I definitely want to pick up the rest of the series, because like this one I think was even better than the first volume. I really enjoyed this one. It had like a sports carnival and stuff like that. It delved a little bit more into some of the characters, and a couple of the characters had a discussion about them being a lesbian, which I thought was really cool, and it was a really cute, like, nice scene to see as well. And I think I'm gonna really love this series. I see this being one of my new favorites, so I'm really glad I picked that up. I also ended up finally finishing Tommy today. I ended up like flying through the second half. I ended up rating this one 4 out of 5 stars. I feel like it might have been a 5-star read had I read it in a shorter amount of time, but because I read the first half like last month and then the second half this month, I feel like I really got confused more than necessary. A lot of it was confusing anyway because there are multiple versions of Tommy and different timelines and whatnot going on as well. I still really enjoyed it overall though. I'm still going to try and finish the Atlas 6 tonight just because I've been reading the Atlas 6 for a while now, and I do really want to finish it in order to pick up the Atlas Paradox soon, because I was so excited for that and I haven't been able to pick it up yet because I'm still reading this one. But in the meantime, I'm still going to pick up Nepentla by Christopher Soto, and this is the poetry anthology. And I'm also thinking The Little Prince. I don't know, I just have like a craving to read it, so I think I might end up reading this one as well. And then if I finish these two and I still have lots of time to read, I'm going to try and still finish the Atlas 6. So we'll see how I go. But I'm up to book 79 and 80 now of the year. And I can't believe 2023 is only around the corner. Like, that is wild to me. And this is like the first year that I don't really have like solid plans for my New Year's. I think it's still going to be a nice time. At the moment, we're just kind of watching The Legend of Korra in the background. And I haven't rewatched Korra in so long, and I'm having such a good time. And I forgot like how funny it was, especially in the first few episodes. Like, it's really, really good. I'm gonna leave it there, but I will possibly update you again tonight. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Happy New Year. I did not end up getting to 80 books, which sucks. And on one hand, I'm still really proud of myself, but also it would have just been so nice to have like a nice round number, but that's okay. So I didn't end up getting to this one, unfortunately. Also, excuse me, I'm currently getting ready for work. The last book of the year that I read was The Little Prince. And I had never read this before. I got it a while ago because I'd heard it was good. You know, it's a children's classic and I feel like it is loved by many, many people. And I'm one of those people, I really, really liked it. I ended up highlighting and tabbing throughout this as well, just because I was enjoying myself so much. It made me feel so many things for like a one-sitting book. I am obsessed with this book. I love it. I definitely see why it's a classic, and I very loved classic at that. Obviously, one of the main themes in here is the concept of childhood and adulthood, and how that sort of whimsy disappears when you're an adult and it turns into, you know, facts and logic, and it becomes being concerned with matters of consequence, which I think is true. Like, if there's anything I learned in 2022, or not that I learned, but I made an effort to do, was to just like enjoy myself more and more often. And I think I had a much better year for it. Like, even just little things like taking my time to read or do YouTube or edit videos, stuff like that. I really put more focus into the things that I enjoy and that make me happy, and I think that really, really helped like throughout the year. And it sounds like such a silly thing to say, but I feel like a lot of people really don't do that, especially when you start working full-time and have to do adult things and be an adult and be a boring adult. And I didn't want to do that, and I've had such a great year in 2022, and this just kind of solidified all of that for me and reminded me of that as well. And I'm just so happy I read this. I loved it. So in total for the end of the year, I read A Merry Little Meet Cute, which I don't have physically yet. I also read Blue Flag volumes 1 and 2, which I think is going to be a new favorite manga series for me. I read Tommy, and I read The Little Prince, and I'm really, really happy with that. I'm really excited to see what 2023 will bring and what books I'm gonna read, what new favorites I'm gonna have. I'm just really excited overall. I hope you had a good reading year. I hope you had a good year. But if not, I hope 2023 brings good things to you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a fantastic day or night, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Hello, this is after the vlog has ended. I don't know when I'm gonna insert this clip, but I just realized I have read 80 books this year. I'm in the middle of grabbing all of the books that I read over 2022 to make a video about it, and I was going through my Goodreads and I saw that I'd read Heartstopper volume 1, 2 and 3, and I was thinking, I know I read number 4 because I did a vlog where I read all of the Heartstopper graphic novels in preparation for the TV show, and I just forgot to add the extra date for it. So I actually read 80 books because I just didn't add Heartstopper volume 4. So I've added it to my Goodreads now for last year because I read it in April. And if you want to see that vlog, I will leave it up here and down below as well. But yeah, thought I would chime in and add that because I am so happy.